Okay, so this video is why you're getting friend zoned, and I'm going to explain very, very clearly why when you talk to girls, you only get friend zoned and you're only seen as a friend. Now, most videos, 99% of videos that are going to have this similar title and the similar goal of getting you out of the friend zone, they're going to give you a variety of solutions, right? Some of them are useful. Some of them are useful kind of, but they don't really explain the full idea. But they all come from a singular source, right? And the point of this video is to teach you the source of where all these solutions come from, because once you understand this, then you can pick and choose what you want to do to actually get you out of the friend zone and be seen as more than just a friend to women, right? So what are some of the things that people will teach you in order to get you out of the friend zone? And they may or may not work, but they're missing the key piece that is evolved from, okay? So they'll say stuff like, oh, no more Mr. Nice Guy. You need to be an asshole, a jerk, and not a nice guy anymore, right? I've went over that many times in many videos, and I might go over it again in this video just very briefly. But they're selling you just another extreme. So you were a nice guy, here's the asshole. And what they're going to do is there's some things in between that are very useful that you can take, but then they're selling you an identity. And when someone is selling you an identity, most of the time it's the wrong move. Because once you adopt this identity, you're going to get a lot of the positives that it takes with it that the nice guy doesn't have, but you're also going to take a lot of the negatives. And so you're going to solve a lot of problems, but the things that you were doing well as a nice guy, like caring about women and all that good stuff, right? Seeing them as human beings, blah, blah, blah. You're going to lose a little bit of that. I mean, you're not going to become a sociopath, right? You either are one or you're not. But you're going to be acting in a lot of ways that are going to lose you the kind of connections you did have with women as friends. So you're going to be getting laid a lot more, but you're going to have trouble with relationships. It's like the short version of it. And a lot of guys have trouble coming back to the nice guy, right? Because the dark side, the Sith magic works so well, they don't want to like become a loser again. But the real journey is you kind of go in this direction, then you kind of go back to being a nice guy, and then you find this perfect balance, right? But I'm not going to teach you to be not a nice guy. It's very McDonald's level thinking, right? I want to teach you 5-star restaurant shit. So then there's like get in good shape, get muscles, get money, get status, right? This is the whole red pill mentality. It's the same thing, right? They're teaching you certain behaviors that are going to get you results. And they will work to a certain extent, right? But I know guys who start going down that path and they still struggle a lot with women because they don't learn the actual skill of getting girls, right? So everyone wants a shortcut. Oh, girls like guys with money. Kind of. It's a little bit more complicated than that. It's more that they like what traits having money expresses about that guy. Having money expresses the fact that that guy has discipline, he has drive, he has ambition, right? I mean, the money itself is nice. It means security. It means freedom to a certain extent. But really what gets the girl's pussy wet about the fact that he has money is that compared to most men on earth, he had the drive and the discipline and the vision to actually make it happen. And then they'll teach you status. So money and fitness and nice cars and a cool life and, you know, adventure and fun, right? They're selling you a lifestyle. So I'm not going to sell you a lifestyle, right? So I'm not going to sell you an identity. I'm not going to sell you a lifestyle. And I'm not going to sell you, this is the one that is a little bit more direct to the source, which is status, right? So just, oh, you can get women by making other women like you, right? So this is what Dan Bilzerian pulled off, right? You can have your feelings about him. I don't care. You know, I'm not going to get into a discussion of how I feel about him. But I'm just telling you his strategy. So his strategy for women was, well, women like men who other women like. So he just took advantage of this very simple principle. And so he surrounded himself with women. And so other women flock to it. You think it's money, you think it's this. Those things help, but it's actually it's what we call pre-selection, right? So he used social engineering to create this attractiveness. And it is a little bit of a cheat code. Because if you do have a bunch of women around you, other women are going to want you. It's a fucking fact, right? And he probably has learned skills with women, you know, through that journey, right? But it's still not quite what I want to teach you. I want to teach you the fundamental essence of why women see you as a sexual romantic option rather than only as a friend, right? So I'm not selling you either of those. So what is it that I'm selling you? Well, what I want to try and get through your head, it's very difficult, but I'll put it as simply as possible. So what actually makes you be seen as a friend? Well, in simple terms, you're only providing value as a friend, right? Think of it, this is just a metaphor, okay? I'm not reducing human relationships to like business, right? But there's different forms of value in this world. So instead of thinking in terms of money, I want to think in like terms of bartering, okay? So like if you're only offering vegetables and like rice to her, right? That's enough to be sustained, okay? Like it's nice, right? It'll get me through the winter, I'll survive, okay? And so the other person is going to give you something in exchange for that basic thing, right? We're going to call that friend zoned, like friend value. It's just like your vegetables and your rice. It's going to give you the calories you need and the vitamins that you need, okay? That's being a friend. It's nice, it's safe, it's homey, it's going to get you through, okay? It's a basic necessity, right? Then there's meat, and I'm using this obviously as a, as you get it, right? If those of you are like, I see what you did there. Yeah, you got it, right? You got to give meat too. That's sexual romantic value, or let's call it sexual value, because then there's even romantic value, right? Which we would like, it's your seasonings. That's romance, right? Is the seasonings. It's really what puts the whole meal together, okay? Like, or the method of cooking, okay? So the meat is the sexual value. If you're not giving meat, the woman is not going to see you as a provider of meat. Okay, now I know you probably think this is like the stupidest fucking most childish metaphor ever, but if you really understand what I'm saying, it'll fucking like blow your mind. If you're getting friend zoned, it's because you're only being a friend. You're only giving the experience of a friend. Well, I told her I liked her and did it. Okay, here's a question. When you first started becoming friends with her, did you make your attraction the first thing to be known? Talking. By the way, you're really pretty. By the way, you're beautiful. And then after you let because that's meat value, I find you attractive on a meat level. I look at your meat, your buns, right? These guys, these melons, I guess the vegetables, but I'm looking at your meat and I like your meat. Because, I mean, that's what sex is about. It's about the meat. Are there deeper levels to sex? Of course. It can be emotional. She's your best friend. She's your wife. She's your partner in crime, whatever you want to however you want to call it. Yeah, it can make the sex better. But the sexual act is a meat act. It's an animal act. So you have to be attracted to them on that animalistic primal level. But if you're only offering the vegetables, how is she going to know you're offering meat? Okay, yeah, I did tell her she's pretty, or I did ask her out. That's the real one, right? Giving a compliment is here. Asking a girl out is taking action. Words are only so good. Taking action is what really sells the meat. Okay? Giving a girl a compliment is just like, hey, I like your meat. Like, I got some meat over here too. But I'm not saying anything beyond that. When you ask a girl out, that's the move where you actually offer your meat. You go, hey, I like your meat. Here's my meat. You want to trade? Or you want to go to dinner and discuss if we want to trade each other's meats too? Because that's what you're doing. You're literally like saying, hey, I think your meat's attractive, your body. Do you think I'm attractive? Let's go on a date to discuss terms of like whether we're going to smash our bodies together and whether I can put your meat in your meat. That's fucking literally what you're doing. Now you may be like, oh my God, you're so disgusting. I can't believe you're so... I didn't say there's not deeper levels. I can say that a wall has paint. And you're like, a wall is not just paint. You fucking piece of shit. You're devaluing and objectifying the human experience and blah, 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 pseudo-intellectual soapbox that's like predicated upon like fifth grader level thinking, right? It's like they've never read a book in their life or actually given thought outside of the book because they can't think for them fucking selves. The wall is just paint. I didn't say the wall is just paint. I said the wall has paint, right? The wall also has, dry board or, plaster or, it's got a wooden stud behind it, or it's fucking concrete, right? But it does have paint on it, okay? So going on a date with a girl and like wanting to fuck her, right? That's the paint. It's on the surface. Oh, well, you're just shallow. No, it's on the shallow part of the surface, but that doesn't mean it's the only thing there, but it is there. So to deny it's there is just another form of shallowness. A wall is just a wall. Well, no, a wall is paint plus the thing behind it. No, it's only the thing behind it. The paint doesn't matter. If the paint doesn't matter, then why is everything having color? Don't color anything in your life. You don't care about superficial values. Why are you wearing pretty clothes? Why are you caring what you look like? People who say they're not superficial, they're more superficial. They're just in denial, right? So you need to offer meat because that's what it's about. When a guy is complaining about being only friends, getting friend zoned, he's saying, girls don't want my meat. That's quite literally what he's saying. But then if you say that, or here's the thing, if you tell them, okay, you need to provide value, that's more than vegetable value. You need to provide meat value. You got to be sexy. You got to be hot. Then you start giving a little bit of tips like change your fashion, get in shape, da-da-da. I'm not saying that's the secret. I'm saying that's one way to express meat value, okay? I'm keeping in line with my values here. Yes, getting in shape and getting some fucking muscles, it's going to make you more attractive. It might be just enough for girls to see you differently. Like if you're friend zoned by a girl and then you go get all buff and shit, and don't be one of those guys who's like, I'm going to go get buff for myself. It's like, no, dude, just be honest. Yeah, I want girls to like it. Are there going to be self-improvement parts of it that are really great? I'm going to feel more confident. I'm going to feel more energetic. I'm going to feel more, proud of myself for having that commitment. It helps with my mental health. Like, oh yeah, there's all these things that are great for it. But don't pretend you're not also doing it to get pussy. Like when I got in really, really good shape in college, like I was fucking grinding my ass off. There was a lot of things that were personally good for me about it. But it was also great that girls were just like salivating over the fact that I was fucking ripped. And they just like were fucking wet for it. And it got me loads of pussy. I didn't need it. I had game and all these other things, but it helped. Why not? Right? So you'll do all these things like change your fashion, get a fucking haircut, use some skin moisturizer, shave your fucking neck beard. Like, I don't fucking know what it is you need to work on, right? So you tell these guys, okay, do these things. And they're like, well, no, I don't want to change who I am. I don't want to change, who I am just to get acceptance. What do you mean? You were just complaining 5 seconds ago about the fact that girls aren't buying your meat. Well, I'm not, I don't want to go out and kill a cow for it. Well, if you're not willing to go out and slaughter the cow, then how are you going to offer or cut the chicken's head off? Then how are you going to offer meat? You don't have any meat. Go buy meat. You don't have to kill the cow yourself. Go out and buy it from a fucking butcher, right? And get the meat and then offer it to her. If you think about these metaphors, I'm giving you like deeper levels of what it is I'm trying to communicate. So go get some meat and offer it to her. But no, I don't want to spend the money. Money is time, right? I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to spend the time to go get meat. I don't want to spend the time to literally put meat on my bones. These metaphors God, they're so clear. Like, I hope it's just like, oh, dude. Like, even the dumbest person should at this point be like, okay, this makes sense. You're just lazy. You're not willing to put in the work. Or you're just not seeing the truth. But really, it's just laziness disguising itself as some false sense of integrity. So, I want to be seen as more than just a friend. I want girls to buy my meat. Okay, do you have any meat to offer? No. Okay, then why is she going to give you her meat? Right? I mean, that's what it is. I want her to give me her meat. I want her to see me as more than just a friend, which literally means like what they're saying in nice terms is I want her to bend over and let me put my dick inside of her. I want her to put her mouth on my pee-pee. That's what you're fucking saying, right? But it's a comment on YouTube, so I get it. You're not going to be like, yeah, I want girls to fucking put their grippy grip around my enchilada, right? You're saying, I want her to see me as more than just a friend. So what you're really meaning is I want to get my dick sucked. I want to finger some macaroni and cheese. I want to bend that fat ass over and pound it until she screams. Like, be real with yourself, okay? That's what you fucking want. I remember when I was a teenager, it was like, I want to be seen as more than just a friend. And I knew I was bullshitting myself too. I was like, I would question myself and be like, Hector, I think what you're saying is like you want to get laid. No, 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 you know, I'm not that shallow. You know? And then I would like call myself out. I'll be like, no, like it sounds like you just want to get laid. And I do these internal debates where I was ashamed of admitting the fact that I wanted to get pussy. But then once I admitted it, things got a lot easier. So you want to get pussy. Well, if you want to get pussy, then you got to provide dick. So how do you provide dick? Well, you can do the things all these people tell you, right? Get in good shape, learn how to dress yourself, because you're stylizing your meat. You're literally your meat, like this meat suit that you're wearing that you believe is you, right? But it's not you, but we're not going to get into Buddhism. So make your meat more attractive. Learn how to use your meat, start getting laid. But then in order to start getting laid, you got to be stylizing your meat. Or you can get charismatic. You can get funny. You can get sexy. Like being sexy, like learning how to sell meat in particular is a skill, right? So when you see certain guys and you're just like, I don't know, they're like, I'm not saying you're gay, but like look at guys who like you think are sexy, right? Be like, yeah, they just, like when you look at them, you think sex. There's guys out there that you've either met in real life or you've seen on TV, like just the way that they act is sexy. And break it down. Try to is it the way they look? Well, that's part of it. It's more the way they act. Like when they look at you, they really look at you. Like you ever heard of bedroom eyes, right? So someone's looking at you normally, and then someone's looking at you like, or they're talking like this. And you may think that's cringe, right? But you're not willing to endure cringe to get the results. Because in order to learn how to do something, you got to be an idiot a few times before it actually clicks, right? So when you're, let's say you ask a girl out, right? That's your first step, okay? How do you get out of the friend zone? Ask girls out. Well, they rejected me. Then don't keep being their friend. Because if you ask a girl out and you find her attractive and you continue to be her friend, you're not really her friend. That friendship is always hiding under the fact that you tried to get with her. You're just accepting a lesser role in her life because you don't have any respect for yourself. That's where like people teach you how to be like, no, Mr. Nice Guy. That's one of the like truth things that they teach you to do. Stop being their friends. Go find another girl to fuck. Well, I'm a nice person. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's true. But it's also true that really at the end of the day, you're not really being her friend because you want to fuck her. So the friendship is always kind of a lie. So when guys teach you, no more Mr. Nice Guy, be an asshole. This is one of the parts where like they're actually telling the truth. But it takes so much other negativity with it that it ends up being, its own problem in and of itself. But that's one of the parts that's very true. Tell girls that you find them attractive and ask them out on a date, a very clear date, not, it's also these guys like, I got used as a meal ticket. Did you make it clear you're attracted to her? Because I don't know, sometimes guys, everyone puts on these pity parties about their life, but then they don't give the full story. Oh, these girls used me, da da da. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't manipulative women out there. What I'm saying is a lot of times you weren't really communicating, Did you ask a girl to go on a date with you and she said, okay, but only as friends? And you said, okay. No. I'm not going on to be your friend. I want to be more than friends. Well, no, we can't go on a date. Okay. Find another girl. So give girls compliments, physical, superficial compliments. Ask them out on very explicit, I'm trying to fuck you dates. I mean, you don't need to put it like that, but that needs to be the very clear intention, or implied intention at least. And then when you're on a date, yes, you're trying to get to know her, right? So you're building that friendship connection. But are you providing anything else? Are you actually trying to fuck her? Now, how does that skill work? Well, that's what this entire fucking channel is about, pretty much, right? So keep watching. This video was only to wake you up. It's my other videos that are designed to just actually teach you the skills of being sexy, right? So subscribe to the channel, like it, ring the bell. You can check out my courses below. Oh, this motherfucker's, I knew it. He's trying to sell me shit and make money. Well, of course, it's my fucking how I make a living. It's a skill that I learned, and so I make a living out of it. But I have like 400 free videos on here, so you don't have to buy shit if you don't want to, right? I'm just offering you the opportunity to give me value. I'm offering you opportunity to give me your money, which is your time and energy that you earned, in exchange for my meat. Remember I told you earlier about that? Go pay someone else to get their meat? If you come to me, I have become a connoisseur of meat, of learning how to give girls my meat. I can teach you how to cook your meat in the ways that I cooked it that made girls want to buy my meat. Use your brains, see it, right? So if you buy my books or you get my course on approaching girls or you do private coaching with me, I'm teaching you how to sell your meat, how I sold my meat, and how to cook your meat. It's authentic as fuck because I can't do it for you. I can't magic make this girl suck your dick. I'm going to teach you how to change your meat in a way that makes girls want to buy it. Do you see the metaphors? I hope I've been very fucking clear, okay? So I have a book on texting girls. It's like the first link, I think, in the description. It's called What She Really Means, $15. I have a college book. It's also $15. You can check it out in the description. Or I think right now I still need to reprice it. It was $60, but I want to change it to 15. So I'll get that changed really fast. And then I have a day game course that teaches you how to actually approach girls the good old-fashioned way. And then there's private coaching, which you can check out as the last one. And we can have like a 10-minute call to discuss if you want private coaching. It's expensive. Like if you're not willing to spend thousands of dollars, like, well, I'm doing a sale right now, but if you don't catch me during the sale, it might be $4,000. So it's $3,500 right now, but it might be $4,000 if you watch this in like 6 months from now or something, right? But it doesn't really matter. If you're at the end of the day, if you're not willing to spend $3,500, you're probably not willing to spend $4,000 and vice versa. All right. So it's expensive. But the value I teach you is how to make your meat 5-star meat. So yeah, if you want to be a friend, you have to provide value that is more than just friend value. You got to give more than just vegetables and rice. You have to give the meat. Okay. I hope I've been very obvious. Hector Castillo, girlschase.com. Buy all my shit. Give me your energy. I'll give you my meat in return so that you can go give meat to other girls. Okay, bye.